We've talked about IP addresses quite a few times on this channel, but today it's not about IP addresses. Today it's about IP ratings, and IP rating stands for International Protection Rating. An IP rating, or IP code, indicates how well an electrical appliance is protected from the elements, and it's extremely clever because now, instead of writing, say you're a manufacturer, instead of writing an entire paragraph on the spec sheet that explains how the device is protected against water and dust and what it can handle, instead of doing that, you can just put a code on the spec sheet that consists of a few digits and a few letters, and then the user will know exactly what the device can handle, assuming that the user knows how the IP code works, which you do after you've watched this video, of course. The first part of an IP code consists of two letters, which are IP, and that part is very simple because it indicates that this is an IP code. Then there are 2 or 3 digits, usually 2, sometimes 3, and finally there can be additional letters as well, and we'll talk about those later on. So let's start off with the first digit of an IP code. This digit tells you how well the electrical appliance is protected from solid objects entering it. This digit ranges from 0 to 6. 0 meaning that the device is not protected at all, right? The electronics are just out in the open and can be hit by any object. 1 and 2 basically mean that the device is protected against large objects such as hands or erasers. 3 and 4 indicate that it's protected against small objects and tools entering it, so small pieces of wires, pointy things. And then 5 and 6 indicate that the device is protected against tiny particles such as dust. Right? 6 meaning it's completely sealed and even dust can't get into it. The second number of the IP rating, the second digit, refers to how waterproof the device is, and it works in a very similar way to the object or dust-proof digit, only this one ranges from 0 to 9, where 0 obviously means not waterproof at all. 1, 2 and 3 mean this object can withstand some drops of water falling onto it. 4, 5 and 6 essentially indicate that the device is splash-proof, so it can survive some rain, or in case of 6 it can survive some water falling over it, you know, maybe tipping over a glass of water. And then 7, 8, 9 means the device is really waterproof, meaning that the device can be submerged in a layer of water for half an hour, being sprayed at with high-powered, high-pressure water jets in case of IP9. Then there is the third digit in the IP code, and this digit refers to how much mechanical impact the device can withstand, so how hard you can smash it into a wall or drop it onto the floor. Now this digit is rarely used. Most IP codes consist of just 2 digits, and this third one is just left out, but sometimes you encounter it. Finally, there are some additional letters that can be added to an IP code, and there are lots of these, but the most common ones are the H, meaning that this is a high voltage appliance, M, meaning that the device was being moved around during the testing process, S, meaning the device was not being moved around, for static, and sometimes you will also encounter A, B, C and D to indicate if you can get in there with fingers or hands or tools in case this is some sort of dangerous appliance. Right, so you can kind of see this means the same thing as the first digit. Right, so say we have a device that says IP10. 10 means 10, 1 for dust proofness, which basically means you can't get your hand into it, which means, isn't it quite useless to say IP10A, because A also means you can't get your hand into it? Well, that's because the 1 means you can't get your hand into it. In other words, the device is protected from hands entering it, whereas the A refers to you as a person being protected from being electrocuted because of getting your hand into it. So the letters don't apply to the protection of the device itself, but therefore the protection of the user. For if this turns out to be a dangerous appliance for humans trying to get their fingers into it. I should point out that many IP codes are incomplete. You can easily encounter an IPX5. Right? IPX5 means 5 for how waterproof it is, nothing for how dustproof it is, because apparently the manufacturer didn't think that was important and decided not to test it. Right? So that's very common as well. So there you go. Now you know what the IP code is. Now you know how to decipher it when you see it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.